everyone, thanks for clicking on this brand new video. My name is ItzMariaVicz and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I wanted to go ahead and talk about some things that I feel like affect every woman who goes through motherhood, specifically in the first year or so. I'm not gonna go into too much detail unless you guys want me to in another video, but for this video, I just wanted to kind of focus on navigating body image after motherhood and like giving birth to my first child, how that impacted me mentally, physically, etc. Before we do, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you guys stick around for the ride. Please make sure that you ding the little notification bell right beside the subscribe button and you'll be updated as every single time that I upload a new video on this channel. Also, leave me some questions down below if you have any that I may have missed during the video, or if you have any comment suggestions or topics that you would like me to touch upon in other videos in the future, please leave those downstairs in the comments. And besides that, let's just get started. So if you guys have been here for more than like a week, you would know that I started this video back when I was a teenager, so I was doing like really dumb shit. By the way, do we like the decorations? Do we like the Christmas decorations? Ah, so cute. There's some more around the house, but that's like everything that you can see, and of course there's some baby toys or whatever in the background. Going back into what I was saying, I was doing really like silly stuff back in the day on this channel, but then as I grew with it into like my late teens and early 20s, I really focused on body positivity and body image in general, self-love specifically, and how you carry your confidence with you no matter where you go, regardless of what you look like. I always strived to be the influence and the example that not that I never really got as a child, but I really didn't see that many people that were my size that were praised on just in general. I was always a very smart kid. I was always pretty. I was just never called pretty besides like my family members, and does it really count if you're a teenager and like the boys that you're crushing on or whatever don't call you hot or don't call you beautiful or don't call you cute? It's only your family members calling you beautiful. It doesn't count. So back in the day, I was like a really smart kid. I always got good grades. I was very athletic and I was in many different sports. I was also in music and such, and so I got my success stories from other things that didn't have to do with my body. Especially in high school, I didn't really focus on those things. And even, for example, something as simple as my eyes, people have always complimented my eyes, but I only started noticing once I got into university. If people commented on my eyes or like the length of my hair or whatever it was usually either family members or other girls in my grade who were just like complimenting me or whatever, but I never really took it in as, you know, important. That's part of the patriarchy, which has us all in a chokehold, but whatever. So yeah, I started really focusing on body positivity and such once I discovered my own self-positivity for my body and for the way that I look at my body, regardless of what it looks like. I started really focusing on that when I was in my 20s, and so this channel, I think, has the majority of its subscribers from that topic, unless you found me afterwards. For example, in workplaces or after university and such, people follow me just to support as well, but the main channel members and subscribers, I would say, are from that niche, body positivity in general. And something that I do want to comment on, I do feel like I'm moving towards more body neutrality instead of body positivity, because yeah, you can love your body if you want to, and you can, like, you know, love and embrace your body regardless of what it looks like, and I feel like you should in a way. But in the days that you just really aren't feeling confident, in the days that you're really not feeling yourself and just aren't in the best mood to accept the body that you're encompassed in, I feel like the body neutrality route is something important that people should speak more about. Body neutrality instead of body positivity, which is just embracing your body and kind of like faking the positivity in a way. I never did that, but sometimes, you know, you kind of have to get through the day and you just kind of fake some emotions towards your body inside, like how you feel towards it, how you embrace it, the compliments that you tell yourself even though you may in the moment not feel them. You just kind of force yourself to say them, affirmations and such. In general, some people do that, some people don't, but regardless, it's just very fake optimistic kind of way of looking at life, especially for something that is your temple and is your vessel to carry on with you wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whoever you see. I feel like the body neutrality method or way of looking at your body is better in comparison to what I just explained as body positivity. Body neutrality is literally, this is my vessel. It helps me cook, eat, it keeps me healthy, it allows me to walk, it tells me when I'm sick and when I'm better, it tells me when something hurts, and neutrally speaking, it's there to do its job. I need to take care of it, and that's it. It becomes more of a way of thinking about like, okay, well, this is the vessel that I need to take care of, and it's telling me what I need to do to become better. I should embrace the body that I have, but there will be days that I just don't love it. Let's say that you have cellulite, let's say that you have a stomach, let's say that you don't have as much muscle as you wish to, let's say that you don't have a really good looking butt or whatever it is. Just the fact that your body is doing its thing, regardless of how it looks, that's the important thing. I try to strive for body neutrality because I don't want to over romanticize the way that you carry yourself towards your body, even though there may be some days where you just don't look like the person that you want to look like. I want to carry the message that regardless of what you look like, whether you're tall, short, fat, skinny, especially with the whole concept of like health being equated to being skinny when that's not necessarily true, I kind of really want to emphasize like the fact that like I have always been the example of being fat yet super healthy. I've never had issues with diabetes. I've never had issues with heart disease. I've never had joint pains because I carry more weight around me. Because is that the concern that people give like 200-pound men who are like made out of 90% muscle? No, something I get really passionate about. It's just funny how like the BMI scale is used in a way to dictate how healthy or unhealthy you are. Meanwhile, it doesn't consider body composition itself in terms of like fat versus muscle. I could be literally 200 pounds at my height and be, I don't know, 95% muscle. But let's just imagine that. Nonetheless, the BMI would say that I am overweight and thus I am unhealthy. However, I'm very healthy and I'm healthier than a lot of like my skinny counterparts. And so that's the message that I've always wanted to put out there. And that's still the message that I'm putting out there. However, with motherhood, things kind of change because your body did go through a transformation, and I wasn't really impacted with lots of stretch marks because I've always just had like a lot of stretch marks in my belly and in my armpit, beginning of the breast area, and then also on my arms, just because I've always been fat. If I had new stretch marks, that didn't really like notice, and even if I did, it wouldn't really impact me. I know that for some people who've never had stretch marks, that maybe would be of an impact. But for example, whether it was that or whether it was cellulite, whether your body started hurting or whatever it is, and in general, after the transformation of having the baby, you push it out, and then all of a sudden there's like a lot of hormonal changes going on in your body, obviously, as after you had a baby. But when it comes to your body image, besides the fact that you may be overly sensitive and overly hormonal, and maybe some things impact you a little bit more strongly than they would have if you hadn't just given birth, besides that, your body just went through like a whole transformation of growing through 9 months and then you suddenly pushing it out. And so postpartum, like whether weight loss or losing the little bump that you have after giving birth, it can impact women really drastically. And so especially if you do have like postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety, or let's say that you don't have a supporting system at home that can help you with the baby and to uplift you because you did just go through something so transformative and that is so important for the life that you just gave for your child, it can be really draining and it can be really tiring and it can be really debilitating to the mind. And so I just wanted to kind of talk about that today. I am filming this in November of 2024, so my child is actually almost 17 months. So I've been postpartum, as in postpartum, not that I have PPD or PPA. I gave birth 17 months ago. So I've been postpartum for 17 months, and so I in particular didn't go through that big of a transformation when it came to me being pregnant, because if you guys have seen my other videos, I only started showing belly like around the 8-month mark because I've always been fat, and so like the baby didn't exactly show on my body, so that didn't really affect me. And then postpartum, the first 2 weeks actually that I gave birth, I actually lost like 30 pounds, mainly because I wasn't eating properly, but also I was breastfeeding. So the little food that I was eating, it was all going towards the baby with breastfeeding. So I lost 30 pounds in the first 2 weeks. To be exact, my weight when I got home, so a day after I gave birth, my weight was 208, and then 2 weeks later I was 191. I'll just put it on the screen because I can't do the math right now. I was like happy that I finally was actually even under my initial pregnant weight with the weight loss that I was doing, but it wasn't like a healthy amount of weight, which goes into a different topic of, you know, health in general. You could be starving yourself and not losing weight properly, but people will always be like, wow, you're so skinny, you lost so much weight, good for you, but like you don't know the back end of like what I'm doing or the behind the scenes struggles and actual torture that I'm putting my body through just to lose weight, if that was me. Because I know a lot of people with, for example, eating disorders may get compliments because they're losing weight or whatever it is, but that ain't healthy for their gut, that ain't healthy for their throat, that ain't healthy for their stomach, that ain't healthy for their psyche. And so that goes into a whole different topic, but I won't focus on that today. Further, when I became a mom with the routine of things and me being at a sedentary type of job, I do sit a lot, I don't get a lot of exercise. I stopped going to the gym just because, especially in the first 4 months, the baby really needs somebody to take care of them at night. All those things, I really wasn't taking care of my body the way I should have. And of course I gained some weight, but of course I stayed active. I always stayed walking. I've never stopped walking ever since I had the baby. And so either walking my steps into summer camp or me walking in the mornings and in the afternoons, even if there wasn't summer camp, I would just have him tag along on his bike or whatever it was. But I was always active because I knew there's an influence that I want on my daughter, is that exercise is good for you no matter what stage of life you're in and what type of body you carry. But I did kind of struggle with the little bit of hair loss that I had. I wasn't really like in the mood or even had the energy to do my makeup. Sometimes I stopped taking care of myself. Like even if I wanted to take care of myself, whether get my nails done, get cute that day, I just didn't have the energy, or even like I would forget some things. For example, there was a time that I didn't pluck my eyebrows for like a month. When I once looked in the mirror, I'm just like, whoa. I'm more mindful about doing those things now that my routine is a little bit more settled. But nonetheless, motherhood in general can really take a toll on your life in general. The routine that you somewhat had before you got pregnant and while you were pregnant goes out the window when you have a baby. And maybe depending on the baby, of course, and their needs, you may not get a normal routine until way later. I have a friend of mine who her baby only started sleeping through the night when he was 2 years old. In comparison with my child, she started sleeping through the night when she was 5 months old. And so it really depends on like different things. But your body image as a mom, I feel like should be based on the body neutrality thing that I was mentioning before, where my body is still telling me that I'm healthy, it's still telling me when I'm sick, it's telling me when something hurts, it's telling me when something isn't right. And so I should appreciate my body for that. But especially number two, for the fact that I just created life, and whether I have stretch marks, new bruising, or cellulite, or whatever that I didn't have before, it's something that I went through in order to be able to give life to my baby and deliver safely and be able to produce whether breast milk or be up at night to take care of them or be attentive to their needs and such. It all encompasses the health and well-being of my baby because I went through this transformation and the change that I went through. Despite not liking the way that I look right now, it's all going towards the health and well-being of my baby. Not to say that it's a perfect journey. A lot of the times I don't feel super like great about myself physically speaking, but it's more of a mental thing. I'll maybe talk about it in a different video, but I didn't really have the greatest support system at home. Sometimes we did have some pickles where he would just be tired from work and not want to help me with some things at home. Meanwhile, I really didn't have a choice. I had to help either with the baby or with the food or with the house being clean or whatever it was, regardless of whether I had a baby or not, and regardless of whether I was rested or not, I would have to do those things. I'm sure a lot of women on here who are listening to this or watching this would relate. Some husbands just be over here like negating to do the most simple stuff, such as like washing bottles for the baby each night. Meanwhile, you're over here losing sleep, not eating properly, not doing your things to remind you of who you are as a person, who you were as a person before the baby, such as like doing your makeup, going out with your friends, going out for coffee, going to the gym or whatever it is. All those things get impacted, and it's just so funny how like some men just really be over here like, nope, you can do the dishes, or like, nope, you can sweep, or like, nope, it's my baby, but no, I just don't feel like doing the bottles today. Well, guess what? I need the bottles. I kind of need them for tomorrow. I need them in a few hours, so you better clean them. You know what I'm saying? All that to give context for in terms of like your support system at home. Sometimes it helps and it really elevates the mindset that the woman has towards herself and towards her baby and towards motherhood in general, including her body and how she perceives her body and herself in the world with it. And if you don't have the support system, which doesn't feed a positive mindset towards yourself, you may be starting to feel like you're smaller, lesser than whatever you were before, simply because you don't have a certain support system at home, whether that's social, whether that's economic, whether that's even somebody being able to watch the baby for a few hours while you go out with your friends or get your nails done or just go sleep at your mom's house or whatever it is. It all either positively or negatively feeds your mindset, and with that comes how you negatively or positively feed your own mindset with yourself, including with the body that you have. Now, if you were to ask me 5 months ago or 12 months ago how I felt with my body, I would say like I was feeling like really like negative towards it, only because yeah, I wasn't able to do a lot of things that would make me feel good, even if my body stayed the same, whether it was going to the gym or whether it was doing my hair, my makeup, etc. And that's just because of the certain circumstances that I'm in right now. That's not to say that that's going to be your circumstances, but if you were to ask me today how I feel about my body, I'm very grateful, as I said before, that the body that I have has led me to a beautiful baby girl after a beautiful pregnancy with barely any issues and natural birth, which no shame in obviously C-section. You have to do what you have to do, but I'm very happy that my body was strong enough to be able to do the thing with epidural. I just feel very powerful that I was able to do that, and I was only pushing for 40 minutes, which is something that not a lot of first-time moms, I've been told, are able to do by the nurses, at least at the hospital that I was at. It's not just them hyping me up. I genuinely do feel like I am a very strong, like physically strong person. I was able to do the thing with obviously pain involved, but I was able to get it done in 40 minutes because like why would I want to be there for 16 hours trying to push? No thank you. And so yeah, I've kind of been like with my thoughts scrambling everywhere and popcorning from one topic to another with this whole thing, because I feel like there's just so much involved in body image when it comes to during motherhood, postpartum. And so I'm not sure how many parts of this video I would make, if this is going to be in like a multi-part video, but let me know downstairs if I missed any parts. I didn't really write anything down. I just kind of wanted to wing it and see where it went. I think that I got a lot of topics out of my brain, off my chest, whatever the expression is, and I was able to explain things in a way that I hope is informative, educational, and hopefully inspiring for somebody who's going through the same thing that I did 17 months ago. I just really hope that this helps one person or another be able to navigate motherhood a little bit with more gratitude and grace, because you did just transform your whole body to give life to somebody else. That's a powerful thing. Not everybody can do that, and you did. And so I just hope that it inspires somebody out there who is watching this video or listening to my voice to give yourself grace, love yourself for what you did. And although the journey may be hard in several aspects, you're wonderful just the way you are, and your baby is here thanks to you. You know what I'm saying? And besides that, guys, I think I'm pretty much done. If you did like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. It really helps out the channel, and I would appreciate appreciate the support. Also, make sure to subscribe down below, turn the button from red to white, and you'll be updated every single time that I upload a new video. But of course, if you ding the little notification bell right beside the subscribe button. And that's about it, guys. You know the drill. Let me know things if you guys are curious about them. I love you guys. Feel free to follow me on my socials. They're all linked down below in the description box. And until next time, guys, keep up the awesome, never change, and I'll see you guys next time. Dios me lo bendiga a todos. ItzMariaVicz out.